Good morning, everybody. Mark, aka the Ministry Dude. I seem to have a sinus cold this morning. My throat's a little scratchy, so I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet today. Don't forget, get your heart checked. Pick up a copy of our Heart Healthy Christian Weight Loss Guide. Get healthy first, then lose weight. I can't specify this enough, especially if you're over 40. All right, let's get started right in on our through the Bible here. March 11th, 2025. Leviticus 13:4-5. Hey, ceremonial law, skin diseases. This is a sad conclusion of all the chapter when leprosy was confirmed in an individual. For all practical purposes, the person so affected may as well have been dead. He was totally isolated outside the camp, no contact with anyone allowed, family members included. This also meant no participation in any worship celebration. Many commentators believe God chose the dreaded disease to be a symbol of sin. Like leprosy, sin brings isolation from God, isolation from his people, and ultimately death unless God intervenes. Jesus illustrated the cleansing power of a deity at his mere touch. When healing occurred, there was a great rejoicing by everyone. When sin is cured at Jesus' touch, everyone rejoices, including the angels in heaven. Mark 8:15. Jesus warns about the Pharisees and Sadducees. Matthew said Christ's instructions concerned the Pharisees and Sadducees. Mark said it was about the Pharisees and Herod. We summarize that Jesus spoke of all these or more, and that each writer stressed that those who were on his mind. Mark 8:19. Some scholars, usually liberals, believe that the account of feeding 4,000 is a retelling of the feeding of the 5,000. That this cannot be clear here, for Jesus refers to both incidents. Mark 29. Peter confesses Jesus as the Messiah. Two very important things occur here. First, Jesus crystallizes his true identity in the minds of the disciples. Rather than declaring himself to be the Messiah at the onset of his public ministry, he allowed for 2 years of teaching and working miracles for that fact to become clear. These men were convinced from his person, not from a declaration. It was vital that they clearly knew who he was before he began the last trek of his ministry, the march to the cross. Second, he instructed them to tell no one. Everyone was looking for a political ruler, a new king and the Messiah, although that God's plan eventually, that part is still for the future. Jesus' first advent was meant to solve the sin problem. Even his disciples were unclear about that right up until the cross. They came to understand only after the cross. Therefore, Jesus did not want to be proclaimed the new king whom the Jews had long awaited. Luke 9:18. We're going to conclude with this one right here. Peter confesses Jesus as the Messiah. This is an interesting statement, for it says that Jesus prayed alone and then the disciples joined him. G. Campbell Morgan says that Jesus never prayed with the disciples, although he often prayed in their company. His praying was on a different plane than ours ever is. While we may pray for others and intercede for them, his praying and intercession was totally different. He was much higher than we can ever hope to attain. Well, thanks everyone for watching and listening today. This is Mark the Ministry Dude. I'm signing off for today, and we'll see you again tomorrow with another reading. Till then, have a blessed one, and don't forget to get your heart checked.